Welcome to the talk show Promise in Bangladesh, sponsored by Crown Cement. And this is Sinha M. Saeed anchoring this very talk show. Viewers, we know very well that many things are going to take place in Bangladesh at the very moment, centering the office of the President of the People's Republic of Bangladesh. And to suit the very purposes and to enlighten the discussion as a whole, we have invited one of the leading figures in Bangladesh, and he is Mr. Mohsen Rashid, President of Bangladesh Muslim League and Senior Advocate Supreme Court of Bangladesh, and also Secretary General of SARC Law. How are you, Mr. Rashid?
I'm good, and thank you for having me in your show.
Well, Mr. Rashid, you are a very versatile person indeed, and one of the very vocal voices in the world of the talk show and media. What is your understanding about the recent happenings centering the office of the President?
Well, you see, the President is there. This President has given oath to all the advisors. And if you take a look at the Article 106, the reference that was sent to the President, it's a 12-line reference, which was not written by those judges. They just signed it. This was sent to them from the Ministry of Law, because the language itself is defective. References are not answered like this. 106, you have to hold a hearing in court. No hearing was held. And the way it has come, I've seen that paper, 10, 12 lines. It seems it has been written by some bureaucrat. Amla has written that. So these are all bad things that they did. There was no necessity for all this. This was a revolution which took place. People were on the streets. There was no constitution. There was no constitutional order at the time. So there should have been a revolutionary government composed of Mr. Yunus. I have nothing against him. But it should have been a revolutionary government, and there should have been a provisional constitutional order which would have detailed out how they will run the country till such time that a new constitution comes. And that constitutional order should have suspended this constitution. But they did not do this. They have created a total hodgepodge. They take oath to preserve and protect this constitution. But everything that they are doing is, I'll give you an example. 5th, the revolution takes place. 6th morning, there is an appointment of the Attorney General. I have nothing against the person, nothing against the individual. But how did that appointment take place? The Prime Minister was not there. And the Constitution says that everything that the President does has to be on the advice of the Prime Minister. So who appointed him? How was that appointment made? Who advised the President to make this appointment? I like Asaduzzaman. He's all right. I have nothing against him. But everything that I have is against this, the modus operandi of this appointment. You have taken oath under the Constitution, and that reference does not say, the answer to the reference or the opinion by the appellate division does not say that the chief advisor will be deemed to be the Prime Minister. So it's a hodgepodge, total hodgepodge. You say that you are affirming that this constitution you will preserve and protect. How? This constitution talks to the Prime Minister. You said under the circumstances interim government can be formed. How? Where is that hearing? The system is, when this comes, there has to be a notice given to the Attorney General and to the bar. Then they sit in the court. They can appoint amicus curiae to give. It has to be a reasoned, very reasoned opinion on the reference, because we have had references. We have given opinions. They are all on record. You can see. So this was a bad start. This was a start, I should say, which should not have happened. And I do not know who is responsible. If I say that everything behind the back was being done by Asif Nazrul, I've been openly saying this. And it is because of him that these anomalies have taken place. So this should be corrected. And the problem with us is, because of these anomalies, the government is unable to work. There's no dynamism in the government. They have formed an NGO government. They think that these NGO people perhaps have no connection with political parties or anything, so they would be very independent. I'm sorry to say, NGO government can never function. You are talking of statecraft. You are talking of a nation. You're talking of a country which cannot run when you have this NGO cabinet there. I have always suggested, take good people, take nominees, ask BNP, ask Jamaat, ask Muslim League, ask Hifazat, ask anybody, any political party which is not connected with the Choddo Dal or with the Awami League. Ask them to give some good people who can work and bring in dynamism, because you have to understand, we who do politics, we know the pulse of the people. We work with the people. We know what they want. So if you do not have them, what is the job of an NGO? These executive directors of NGOs, what do? They find out where are the funds. European Union is going to give funds for this project, this project, this project, Ford Foundation for this project, that project, Asia Foundation. They go to these places. And then the USAID, this is what they'll give. Then they make a project. And then they run the project. They don't run nations. They don't run countries. They have no connection with the people. What do you think Noor Jahan will do? What do you think? You see, that is why you are having problems. They promised that they will be giving monetary compensation, monetary bills will be paid by the government to those who were not well, or those who were short, or those who are having problems, those who are in hospital. Nothing is happening. I mean, when you look at the roads, who will take care of the roads? They're in very bad shape after these rains. Very bad shape. Work was going on, which is stopped totally.
Excuse me, you are talking about law advisor,
Yes.
Professor Dr. Asif.
Yes.
And you're also asserting that he's playing role otherwise. Then what the role of Professor Dr. Yunus?
Well, Professor Yunus's constituency at this point is not Bangladesh. His constituency is the students. And the students are being controlled by Asif Nazrul. He is the guardian of the students. That is why this is not functioning. That is why nothing is happening. You see, there's no dynamism. This is the reason. Because Asif Nazrul is virtually the deputy chief advisor of the government, or to the government. So this will not work. Because if they have got Hassan Arif, who's been given the portfolio of LGRD, for what? Hassan Arif is a very senior lawyer. He was an advisor in a previous government. He has been the additional Attorney General for Bangladesh. He was there. He was available. Why not use him? Because Asif Nazrul thought that he can run this country and let Yunus be the face of this country. Countries and states do not run like this. It has to come from the top. You have to make policies. You have to take decisions. And in the context of Bangladesh, after the fascist regime of Hasina fled this country, you have to work for 18, 19 hours. I know Asif Nazrul remains in the ministry till 9, 9:30, 10, 8:30. What does he do? I have no idea about that. But what he is doing is not correct. Every wrong that has taken place in the name of the Constitution has been done by him, because he does not understand the Constitution. He may teach the Constitution, he may preach the Constitution, but he does not understand the practical workings of a Constitution, which lawyers understand. So They should have consulted lawyers. Tell me, you are an experienced person. You see all the time that in India, when some crisis takes place, the president or the governors in the state, they look for constitutional lawyers. They invite them and take their opinion. I'm not saying take Mohsen's opinion. There are many to give opinion. There are many to give opinion. You should have talked to them, invited them, spoken to them that this is the situation. What would have happened if the Attorney General was appointed on the 9th, after Yunus had taken over? What would have happened if the Parliament was dissolved on the 9th with an advice from the chief advisor? Heavens would not have fallen. Why did you have to do it? For what? This is something that we don't understand. Why were you in such a hurry? Why? Who advised you?
And do you think there is any possibility of having a revolutionary government at this very
Yes,
moment?
yes, I do think it is possible. Some of my friends tell me that perhaps we have missed the bus. I think we have not missed the bus. It is still time we can do it. I mean, we have experience with something. It's okay. It did not work or it has not worked. Let us now form a revolutionary government, go for an interim constitution, and then proceed from there. Let all the judges or whoever we want to appoint take oath under the provisional revolutionary interim constitution, and this can solve the problems. Get good people in the cabinet who can run the government. Ask the parties, please give me some people. Don't worry about elections. Elections you hold after 2 years. There's a lot of work which has to go. You know, my census is not proper. The census that was done, our minorities, the Hindus, the Buddhists are telling me, I mean, I've spoken to them, they've come to my office, we've discussed, they are saying the census is wrong. Our population shown in the census is not correct. We still say we are 17 crores, somebody says 18 crores, and one census says 40 crores. So where are we? So there's a lot of work. Without a proper census, I think you cannot hold elections. You must go for a proper census, and then you will have, I mean, once you do the census, then you will know many things. You'll know about how many houses you have, what are the household numbers, what is the average number of a household. You will know what kind of expenses these households have. So you will have all the idea, you have all the data to work on your economic plan. So I'm sure this government will have some reforms but cannot finish the reforms. So the reforms agenda will ultimately be passed on to the elected government. But some reforms are very important, like the constitutional reforms, like the election reforms. These must be done.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohsen. We are going for a short break. Viewers are going for a short break. Please keep watching. Welcome to the talk show Promise Bangladesh, and we are having talks with Advocate Mohsen Rashid. He is very vocal about the whole thing, and we are having talks on the issues about chair of the president, office of the president, and the dilemmas there. And Mr. Mohsen, this is a turn to go Bangladesh-India relations. You know very well, after 5th of August, till the date, Bangladesh-India relations are not on good terms, and so many things are going to take place centered in this government, especially the former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. She has been given travel documents there. It means she will be allowed, she is allowed to stay there for a long time. And many gossips are there, rumors are there, she's coming. And so many things are going to take place along the border side. We don't know what is true, what is not true. What is your overall focus on the whole thing?
You see, India is a very big country. And they have a tendency, they have hegemonic tendencies. They want to control the entire South Asia. Be it Pakistan they cannot control, so let's leave aside Pakistan. But India, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Afghanistan, which they controlled for 20 years, then you have got Bhutan. So they want to have a say in everything in these countries. But they have failed so far. They failed totally in Nepal. They failed in Bhutan, but now they have a government which is more pro-leaning India government. But the previous government was not so. So Bhutan as a policy is now moving towards China, and the Doklam crisis that you have heard of is there. That's a three-way thing, you see. Now that has been taken control of by the Chinese. So what is happening is India has lost ground there also. Bangladesh also now, you see, they have lost ground totally. They're out. Now, out of sort of vengeance, India is acting out of vengeance. They have said, we will not give you visas. We will not give you any tourist visas. But let me tell you this. They're putting the gun on our shoulders, of this visa gun on our shoulders, but actually they are firing this gun towards Mamata and the Trinamool Congress. Because by not giving us visas, by our tourists not going to India, most of them go to West Bengal. You see, the economy of West Bengal is in a crisis. The hotels are empty, restaurants, people are not there, and people don't, new market, there's nobody there shopping, where mostly the Bangladeshis go. So this gun of visa is not actually for us, that is being fired at Mamata because they want the economy to collapse in West Bengal. They're going to have elections soon. So that is the target basically. Now Bangladesh, this country has given a lot to India. They gave...
Just 1 minute. You are talking about Maldives.
Yeah.
And recently, the president of Maldives, Mr.
Went to India.
went to India, and they are trying to have elections in a very restructured manner.
Yeah.
And do you think the Maldives-India relations are almost on the same footing as it was before the visit to India?
No. These are all good diplomatic chatters. These are very good diplomatic chatters. But from within, it's not going to happen now under this president, because this president is being controlled by Yamin, the former president who went to jail. And the day this president was elected, Yamin, the day he was elected, he had not taken power, he had not taken oath. But Yamin was brought out of the jail to his house and put under house arrest. So you can imagine that what the situation is there. Bangladesh and India relations back here, you see, there is one basic problem. We gave them a lot. We gave them connectivity. On a bilateral agreement, we gave them connectivity. This was wrong. Strategically, this was wrong. Because connectivity should have come under the SAARC umbrella. If you have connectivity, there was a lot of work which underwent. SAARC did a lot of work on this. So trade, connectivity, all this should come under the SAARC umbrella, which Yunus said he wants to revive SAARC. Well, there's nothing called reviving SAARC. SAARC is there, the secretariat is there. We've got a Bangladeshi gentleman who is the Secretary General of SAARC, who is also trying. Problem is India. Now, can we do this SAARC without India? Yes, I think we can. I think we can. If the other countries all come around, we can do it without India. There's nothing in the charter of SAARC which says that every country has to come to the summit. So we can do without that. But so far, Mr. Yunus has not taken any steps. The steps that he should take is, he should immediately send a special envoy with a letter from Yunus to the heads of governments of the SAARC countries and invite them over to Bangladesh for a sitting, not for a summit, for a sitting in which they can discuss the charter and discuss how this can be revived. And I can assure you India will come. I can assure you India will come, because India is now trying to reset its relationship with Pakistan, because Jaishankar, the foreign minister, was recently in Islamabad for a SCO conference. So you see, all this is possible. And let me also tell your viewers that this is the only region in the world where there is no operative or functional regional organization. Only region. You have ASEAN, you have OAU, you have Middle East, Arab League, and so many other. Every region has a regional organization. This is the only regional organization which has gone into a coma because of Modi. So I think we should revive SAARC. If the government needs any help, we are going to help them, because we have lots of friends in the SAARC region. I personally know lots of them. So we can do this. SAARC should be revived, I think. If SAARC is revived, there will be a lot of business, there will be a lot of trade, there will be a lot of connectivity between these countries, and I think Bangladesh is going to benefit. There is also a free trade thing in SAARC. SAARC free trade agreement is there. Then you have got the SAARC Chamber of Commerce can do a lot of work. You can have a SAARC shipping which can be done.
Mr. Mohsen, you are talking about the SAARC.
I'm saying
and the activities there. But the most important thing is that after 18th SAARC summit, there is no such summit, because Modi says whether Pakistan should join or not, and we will have sub-regional groups, and they had it. And fortunately or not, Bangladesh, Pakistan and India is not in a position to have better relations on so many things, bilateral relations. And SAARC is concerned only on regional issues, not the bilateral issues. At the same time, we have seen India-China relations, to some extent, is almost settled the border issues. And both Xi Jinping and Modi, they are on good terms at this very moment. And the $1 billion transaction between China and India. So taking all these things, Bhutan is not in a position to open embassy. China is not in embassy in Bhutan. So that is a crisis. And gradually, India is to some extent getting strength. At the same time, if there is any debacle on November 5th in American election, if there is Modi, things will have more new dimension. And taking all this together, what is your understanding about relations between Bangladesh and India in particular?
Okay, you see, Bangladesh and India, you spoke of the elections in the United States. Well, Modi will be all right with both. Modi will be all right with Harris, Kamala Harris. Modi will be okay with Trump also. So Modi is not in a difficult position in as much as the American elections are concerned. He is not even bothered. But this debacle of India in Bangladesh took place because of America. It took place because CIA did a lot of work here along with ISI. ISI and CIA, they had different things to do. Like ISI was asked to do these things, CIA did certain things, and CIA's major role was to see to it that RAW does not play a role within the army or within the security apparatus of Bangladesh, while CIA is working on this. The reason is because you have to understand, India is in Quads. India is in Quads. They cannot afford to go or to antagonize USA at this point in time. Number two, there is a manufacturing, digital wars are now going on. The not cyber wars means not taking you out or anything like that, but digital wars are also there. So digitally, there's certain digital manufacturing, American manufacturing plants within India. So India cannot afford to lose that. India has a huge market of software in the United States. They cannot afford to lose that. So India will go by what the Americans say, because if they get out of Quads, China will get onto their head. China is sitting there, huge power, with a huge amount of arsenal of digital warfare within them. So now Americans are talking of this BRICS conference which is going on in Kazan now. Modi is there. So Modi is about 1.23 billion people and China is 1.4 billion people. The Americans are worried that the Chinese and the Russians are authoritarian regimes, dictators. Why should India be there? That's a talk going on. That's a debate going on within the policy makers of America, that Modi being there, he is the biggest democracy in the world. Brazil is there, which is the biggest democracy in Latin America. So the policy makers of America are thinking, what is happening? More than a quarter of your GDP, world GDP, is in BRICS now, in Kazan. So there's a lot of turmoil there also. Because I think you don't know, Ukraine, when the Prime Minister of India, Modi, went to Russia. And from Russia, if you remember, if you recollect, he went to Ukraine. And in Ukraine, the President Zelensky misbehaved with Modi very badly.
Thank you very much. I'll come to you again.
Okay.
This is a time for a short break. Viewers who are going for a short break, please keep watching. Viewers, we are back to the talk show Promising Bangladesh, sponsored by Crown Cement, and this is Sinha M. Said anchoring this very talk show. We were having talks with Mr. Mohsen, and he is not only an advocate, he is also a leader of a political party. At the same time, Secretary General SARC Law. And taking all these things together, we now move towards Pakistan-Bangladesh relations. Mr. Mohsen, over the period, the relation with Pakistan-Bangladesh is not at all on good terms. And we have seen during the regime of Sheikh Hasina, once she visited Pakistan, 1997, for a reason, SARC purpose, and only one foreign minister from Pakistan, Hina Rabbani, he came to Bangladesh. And he emphasized on better relations between Bangladesh and Pakistan. But the only problem is that the then foreign minister, Ms. Deepu Muni, he pointed out the only barrier is Pakistan should seek apology to Bangladesh. But many things happened centering all these issues. But we also know the Shimla Treaty that was made between Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh, and the then Foreign Secretary Dr. Kamal Hussain from our part, and Mr. Aziz Ahmed from Pakistan, and Sharon Singh from India. And in Shimla part, there is a clause, 13 and 14, forgive and forget. And it was signed by Bangladesh part, and Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib was there. And Bhutto came to Pakistan, Bangladesh. All this signifies better relations were needed. And Mr. Nawaz Sharif, he came to Bangladesh. Mr. Ziaul Haq came to Bangladesh at that time. But taken all these things together.
Musharraf
came, and they were very submissive about the relations. But nobody touched on the issue, apology. Why apology at this very moment is a prime concern between the two countries?
Well, you see, I think this goes back to the days of Chetana. So once you reset the Chetana button to truly to the point where Bangabandhu said that we'll have friendship with all, malice towards none. If you are on Chetana, then please don't forget Bangabandhu's Chetana of friendship with all and malice towards none. So why are we continuing with this malice? If we continue with this malice, then you are not honoring Bangabandhu, whom you say is the father of the nation. You are not honoring him, because you should not have malice against anybody. I don't have malice against India, I don't have malice against Pakistan, and we should have good, friendly relations with all countries. So Pakistan is a country, if we have good relationships between our two countries, then we gain a lot bilaterally. Economically we gain. Let me give you an example. So Pakistan grows cotton. They export cotton. They export rice. We can benefit from that. I know that Bangladesh can get cotton from Uzbekistan, Bangladesh can get cotton from South America. I am aware of all, can get cotton from America. I am aware of all that. But this cotton is a very good cotton. And Pakistan is pretty much a leading country in textiles and fabrics. So, you see, Pakistan is also a gateway to Central Asia. So you will have lot of opportunities if you start trade. Number two, you can have military ties. Pakistan is globally known as a military power. You cannot say that it is not a military power. It might rank 7th, 8th, whatever. Pakistan is a military power, Turkey is a military power, and Pakistan takes you to Turkey. So there can be lot of tourism which can develop between Pakistan and Bangladesh, she is going to Pakistan. So Pakistan can advise the military here. You can import from Pakistan. Pakistan is manufacturing lot of armaments. They sell armaments. You can export good quality armaments from Pakistan. Maybe Pakistan can help you get good quality armaments from Turkey. Pakistan is exporting jets. It is manufacturing jets with the help of China. J-17 Block 2 is now being manufactured by them. Turkey, Pakistan and China together are manufacturing stealth aircraft. So you see, on the military side also you have got lot of, you can have a strategic friendship with Pakistan. You can have trade friendship with Pakistan. Education, not a single Bangladeshi university is in the 500 list. Pakistan has 1 or 2 universities. India has quite a few. So if we have exchange of ideas, then naturally both countries will benefit out of it. Pakistan is a major player in the textile sector, not so much in the garment sector as Bangladesh is. Bangladesh is the second largest manufacturer of garments, but now we are losing business. Maybe we can talk and have business together.
You are talking about the business and other relations,
Yes.
but I pointed out, should they seek political apology or not? Question is that, after the very fall of the Hasina government, Shahbaz Sharif, Prime Minister of Pakistan, he says, the fall of the persons who were against Pakistan, mind it, is still the people of Pakistan, including this very Prime Minister, feel that there are certain section of people in Bangladesh who antagonize the unity of Pakistan. But the picture is that, I must say, it is Pakistani soldier who cracked down Razarbagh in Dhaka University, and they compelled us to leave this country and take shelter to India. And they are responsible, Bhutto responsible, Yehe responsible. So why are they beating the drum otherwise? Should they seek apology or not? That is the main question.
Well, I think in international relations, has UK sought apology for what they did in Jallianwala Bagh, where they massacred people before independence?
That is not the question.
No, I'm just putting that in context. You see, in international relations, Pakistan has said, sorry, we made a mistake many a times. Every prime minister who came here, including Musharraf, the last one, he said the same thing. Perhaps the situation aggravated because the National Assembly of Pakistan passed a resolution when the Jamaat leaders were hanged. Now, since the National Assembly has passed that resolution, I think Bangladesh, the Chetana people, they took a stand that a resolution should come from the National Assembly of Pakistan, that we apologize for the atrocities. Well, I think this should not be a problem. Pakistan should also think about it. And once we can develop our relationship better, then I think they might give this apology from the National Assembly, because when the National Assembly speaks, then it means the people of Pakistan are apologizing for
That
this.
is the main question.
Okay, so it can happen. It's not that it will not happen. It may happen, but then you have to develop a relationship which can open that path. So that we have not done. Deepu Moni was more an India-centric, Delhi-centric foreign minister, as was Azad Shahab when he was the foreign minister. These are Delhi-centric. These are not foreign ministers who are Mohsen, Delhi-centric foreign ministers. You need a foreign minister for Bangladesh which can reset the relationships which have gone wrong. And it's not difficult. If you if your foreign minister puts his hand on the back of the Prime Minister of Pakistan and says, Mr. Prime Minister, can we have an apology from the National Assembly to reset our relationships? Put a hand on his back. That makes it a personal relationship. And I think you'll get it. I think you'll get it. So question is, develop that relationship. And I'm telling this to Pakistan also. Please develop that relationship. Come here, feel the pulse of the people, and then reset this relationship. And inshallah, there's no reason why an apology from National Assembly will not come. What is the problem? We are brothers. We are brothers. We can and I think the High Commission of Pakistan and the High Commission of Bangladesh in Islamabad should play a piloting role to reset this relationship. Means talking to the persons who can do this thing done.
I draw your attention here.
Yes.
Immediately after the fall of 5th August, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Shahbaz Sharif, convened a conference, and most of them were diplomats who were appointed in Bangladesh. And he had wide discussion with them, long discussion, and he took suggestions from them. This is a good sign. And I also agree with you. This is an opportunity moment for Pakistan, an opportunity moment for Bangladesh. Let there be very dynamic drive from Dr. Inu's government. At the same time, reciprocal sentiment from Shahbaz's government. And we believe if this chance is lost, both the countries will suffer.
You see, I think my foreign minister is not a dynamic foreign minister. My foreign minister is not a foreign minister who can put his hand on the back of the Pakistani foreign minister, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, and say, sir, let's do it. Let's do it. This is an opportune moment. We have Professor Yunus there, a Nobel Peace Laureate, who would like to see peace between these two countries. And Yunus has said this also, that he wants to reset relationships with Pakistan. And the Pakistani High Commissioner has met him. Now it is for the two High Commissioners to prepare that road so that my foreign minister and their foreign minister, they can sit down for a talk. And I think it has been said that the committee which is there of these foreign ministers, I think they should be meeting soon. I think something like this I've heard has been said. But this has to be carried forward by our foreign ministry. Like Yunus wants SARC. My foreign minister should say how SARC should be developed. What should happen? Why can't you send them? So I think only if we can develop an interpersonal relationship between the heads of governments and heads of state, not so much the heads of state, heads of government, and within the military, because Pakistan's military plays a very powerful role in international affairs of Pakistan. We have to understand that. So once we develop a relationship between the two militaries, I think this thing will come. And I am very hopeful that if you have a dynamic foreign minister who can develop an interpersonal relationship, then this will come, inshallah. And the people of Bangladesh will also be happy. The people of Pakistan will also throw away that burden from their shoulder. Which,
since you are president of Bangladesh Muslim League, I think it is the legacy of Conventional Muslim League of Pakistan. So as a president of Bangladesh Muslim League, do you feel that you have a role to play here?
if I'm asked to, I would not mind playing the role. If I'm asked to, I would not mind playing the role within the SAARC region or outside also. But then it has to be seen that what will be my terms of reference to play this role. And this role is best suited not for the president of Muslim League, but for the foreign minister of this country. So if Mr. Sinha is the foreign minister of this country, I'm sure we can take this relationship forward.
Thank you very much, Advocate Mohsen, Rashid. And it is a time to go for finally. And we'll meet you again in the next talk show. Thank you very much. Viewers, we are about to end this talk show. And before ending this talk show, I have to summarize what Advocate Mohsen, President of Bangladesh Muslim League and Senior Lawyer of the Supreme Court of Bangladesh and Secretary General of SAARC Law, what he said, what he commented, what he visualized, all this is taken together. Synopsis is that the present scenario in Bangladesh, especially the political landscape, is not so promising indeed. And sometimes the peoples are very much frustrated. Sometimes peoples are not in a position to understand what is going on. Everybody is very much concerned about the political installments and political instability. At the same time, life of the people almost miserable one because of high rises of the prices of the essentials. At the same time, there is lack of security on the point of police. And taken together. And Mr. Mohsen Rashid also believes the relations between Bangladesh and India should be on a better footing. If there is any misunderstanding, that should be settled through dialogue and diplomacy. And this diplomacy is not for the diplomacy that is going on between the two ministries, I mean Foreign Ministry of Pakistan and Foreign Ministry of Bangladesh. That should be enlarged. And people who matters here should be invited there. At the same time, he asserted pointedly relations between Bangladesh and Pakistan. This is a high time to cement all these things. And while Mr. Dr. Yunus, a Nobel laureate of international standard person, should take initiative because he has access to everywhere. So, as a president of Bangladesh Muslim League, he feels strongly that these relations is possible if there is generosity from both the parties. And he also pointed that Pakistan should take necessary step from its own standpoint. At the same time, Bangladesh should be reciprocal to the whole thing. And if it does happens, definitely there is a silver lining, silver as a whole in the subcontinent. And we also believe Bangladesh and Pakistan very soon will move together, having their own interest getting fulfilled everywhere. And thank you very much. We'll meet you again in the next talks.